You are watching 2+U Nevada. Joining us this afternoon, I'm so excited to have Chris Poulin back, the owner of 911 Restoration here in Reno and Tahoe. And Chris, we were just talking because really and truly, when you think of restoration, you think of needing somebody in a time of crisis. And we're seeing one really and truly in the Hidden Valley area. A lot of flooding there, and you're actually helping some folks in Hidden Valley.
Absolutely. The Hidden Valley flood, it's actually the second one. There was also another one, I want to say last year or the year before, so very similar to where that kind of the creeks and stuff get real big and start eroding down the hill and flooding into people's homes and causing a lot of damage. And unfortunately, a lot of those are not covered by insurance because they're flood from outside your house. And so it tends to be a lot of work. They go inside the house, they fill your whole crawl spaces up with mud and stuff like that. And so we got to get all of that out of there.
So let's talk layer by layer, because also if you've seen any of the footage on 2 News Nevada, I mean, it's mud, it's thick, it's dense, right? And so you're saying that all of that would be in the crawl space and then up in the home.
And in the yard.
And in the yard. So how do you clean all that out? And do you even do like the cleaning out of the yard?
We do a lot of it. It depends. Some of the yards we do, some of the people have their landscapers doing it. Like I said, a lot of these aren't covered by insurance, so we try to do our best to work with the client, and the clients kind of a lot of times take the lead as far as what they can afford, what they can do, kind of down those lines too. A lot of the times we'll do the crawl space and inside of the house, and sometimes we will do the outside too, but a lot of that's the landscapers and stuff, or we'll handle the subbing out the landscapers for that.
So walk me through step by step what you have to do in the crawl space, because even in the past, we've talked about crawl spaces that get damp and sweaty and all this stuff, right? So now you've got all this thick mud in there. What's that process like?
It hardens up pretty quick once it dries, and literally you lay on your hands and knees with a shovel and buckets and you skim it down. Then you just start shoveling it out with multiple guys. You have a chain, you slide out buckets, dispose of it. It's a lot of work, very labor intensive.
It sounds very labor intensive, very heavy work.
Yep, absolutely. Very messy too, because most of crawl space accesses are inside the house. So you have to kind of schlep out all that mud and stuff through the client's house, out it, and so it's very time consuming.
Wow. Okay. So I'm trying to wrap my head around that visual, right? Of getting all that mud out, and then you're taking it up through the house, but the house is already gross from the flood as well.
House is already gross. So absolutely. But sometimes it doesn't go in the house. Sometimes it goes through those foundation vents on the side of the house that they got to a good point to where it did not actually go into the house. And sometimes it hits part of their house on one side of the hill versus another part of their house. So it just depends. If the inside of the house has been affected as well, then it wouldn't necessarily matter as much when we're schlepping through the house, but we have to go through, and sometimes we'll 2 to 4 foot gut. Typically it'll be a 4 foot gut in the house to where.
Yeah. Okay. So let me stop you there, because I'm trying to envision, okay, so you've got the crawl space cleared out. So now we've got the actual physical interior. Mm-hmm. And if you have an 8 or a 12 foot, ceiling, you're having to cut out almost half of the wall.
Half the walls, anything will bring down to the studs, anything that's 4 feet and under, cabinets, sinks, bathrooms, vanities, showers, pretty much anything that's 4 feet and under is going to get taken out and brought down to the studs so we can properly clean it, disinfect it, because by the time we get there, the water and the mud have been sitting for a long period of time. And a lot of the times the reason why you do a 4 foot cut is the drywall's laid sideways, and the water wicks up 4 feet and can't jump the tape line. So we kind of pull it. We pull it all down to 4 foot, and then it's easier for the drywaller guy when he comes back. He just puts his sheet on halfway rather than us doing a 3 foot cut, and then the drywaller has to match it all up.
What about the insulation inside that drywall sandwich?
It's gone. It's gone.
But only 4 feet and under.
Only 4 feet and under. We'll cut it. We'll cut it and then move it down, because the water usually doesn't wick up. If the water went past it, then we cut it wherever it was the water hit. But typically, if it's 1 foot or 2 foot, we're going to bring it up to 4 foot.
You also just gave me another visualization that I just feel for these people when you said the cabinets would be filled with this mud. I mean, I'm thinking of my kitchen cabinets and all the crap or whatever, all the stuff that I keep in my kitchen cabinets. And all of that is filled. Now, are you taking that out and cleaning it and then storing it like I've seen at your business?
Absolutely. If the client wants it, we take it out, clean it, store it, and then bring it back to them when the reconstruction is done. We also perform the reconstruction to get it put back together.
Because that's something that I don't think that people realize at 911 Restoration is that you have massive containers and clean what was damaged, and then you store that in a secure location, and then we'll move it back in when people have their home back.
Absolutely. We got to get all the personal contents out of our way so we can work, so that way if whatever's not damaged doesn't get damaged. If it is damaged, we have the capability to inventory it, get a price, what the value is for it, and if it's an insurance claim, then we now present that over to the insurance carrier so they can cash you out on your lost out items.
All right. Well, Chris Poulin with 911 Restoration. How do people contact you? You always say in an emergency.
Easiest way, just Google 911 Restoration, or even just water damage. We'll pull up pretty much right at the top, and we'll get right out there and help you out.
Chris, thank you so much for joining us. You're watching 2+U Nevada.